to go. And the last thing I'll ask is, there are a lot of fans here for 7 a.m. Pro-Am. What were the nerves like hitting your opening tee shot here compared to what you normally do on the basketball court?
I don't get nervous for basketball, but I got a little nervous for this because I don't want to hit anybody, but honestly, I'm just trying to have fun.
Caitlin Clark's golf highlights trouble her detractors. She is too talented. In a brand new sport known for controlling the basketball court, Caitlin Clark proved her detractors wrong precisely when they believed they could minimize her abilities. Fans and rivals alike were in awe of Caitlin's power, focus, and finesse when she recently showed off her natural athleticism on the golf course, playing alongside legends like Annika Saranam and Nelly Korda. It's really rewarding.
It's pretty fantastic.
I've seen, and she's been incredible with each flawless stroke. Her unexpected golf debut made a strong statement to the doubters. In addition to showcasing her skill, Caitlin demonstrated that her abilities are limitless. Unquestionably present and influential, Caitlin is more than just a basketball star. She is a multi-sport phenomenon, and now she has the golf world talking.
The golf media is pumped about Caitlin Clark, as they should be. So many more new fans are going to be tuning in to golf who never would have otherwise.
Fans flocked to the fairway early to catch a glimpse. And by 7 a.m., the stands were crowded with people waiting to witness Caitlin Clark's first tee off.
A
powerful controlled drive down the course that immediately drew applause, a nod to her natural athletic talent. The crowd seemed to sense something extraordinary was about to happen as soon as she stepped onto the golf course, and she didn't let them down.
Me and one of my teammates versus two of them, and we'd go play Twilight every day after practice, and it would just be so fun. And we'd go talk about it, talk crap the next day at practice. That's what made it so fun.
Now, consider it from the perspective of someone who isn't even a professional golfer. Every shot seemed to reflect Caitlin's dedication and adaptability, which her fans adore, and her detractors dread as she aced difficult shots and made flawless putts. Her fluid, focused approach to every hole was impressive too. Watch as she held her own against seasoned champions. With each swing, she appeared to rewrite the expectations, leaving her audience wondering just how far her skills could go. The whispers started to circulate among the crowd because she wasn't simply experimenting with golf. She was dominating.
Participating in this LPGA Pro-Am is just going to bring so many more eyes because everything she does brings eyes, especially to a basketball court, but even when she makes an appearance courtside.
Caitlin's performance here could not have thrilled her well-known rivals, Angel Reese and Wilson. Her basketball prowess had already raised the standard, but her surprising golf talent adds another dimension to her legacy.
It's going to be huge. That's why they expanded the coverage around it, and that's why you see, some of the talking heads in the golf space getting really excited because they know what's about to come down this week once Caitlin Clark keys.
Something that her detractors most likely didn't anticipate Caitlin's success in yet another sport portends trouble because it's more than just her skill. It's the Caitlin Clark effect at work, where her fans rally with an intensity that leaves her detractors feeling sidelined. It's one thing to compete with her on the court, but when she starts to dominate new fields, she becomes a force that's nearly impossible to compete with. Caitlin's performance sent shockwaves through the sports world, drawing attention far beyond the golf course. For her fans, this was a confirmation of her extraordinary versatility, but for her detractors, it was an unavoidable moment. It wasn't just the physical skill she brought to the game. It was the way she carried herself, coolly collected and totally in her element, her ease. When under pressure, Drew is compared to famous golfers in front of a large crowd. Caitlin seems to have been born for this whispering.
About being a leader in their space, whether it was sport, whether it's business, whatever it is. I think that was what's so cool about it, and obviously getting to sit next to Annika on stage is pretty special for myself.
The crowd's reactions were more than just admiration. They carried a certain pride. Fans weren't just watching Caitlin Clark, the basketball sensation, try her hand at golf. They were also witnessing Caitlin Clark, the athlete, pushing boundaries and growing her influence in real time. The excitement surrounding her increased with each stroke, giving her detractors the impression that they were watching her rise to a point where rivalry was out of reach.
Trying to
think of who else maybe could play today, especially in women's sports, that would create this kind of attention. Current player, and I mean the true buzz that Caitlin Clark has shown across the entire sports world in such a short period of time.
As she progressed from one hole to the next, basketball enthusiasts began talking about her name more than before.
I know that you work really hard in the off-season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on this off-season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so.
Her detractors, who had previously attempted to downplay her influence on the court, now faced an even greater challenge as she was rising to fame in sports. Caitlin was no longer limited to basketball. She was everywhere, and every new achievement only served to emphasize their efforts. To match her enduring reputation, her unquestionable charisma was further accentuated by the overwhelming amount of support she received on the court. Every fan contact, signature, and supportive gesture from golf legends like Annika, Sear, and Stam increased Caitlin's allure.
Well, I'm sure she's going to get quite a few
lessons
from Nelly. Maybe, fine-tune that part of it. But,
like that
I mean, you're an athlete. You're used to crowds, and I'm sure you play better under pressure.
As they observed her accomplishment, her rivals must have thought that this was the ultimate challenge, as it became increasingly clear what she had accomplished. The forum available to those who formerly attempted to disparage Caitlin was gradually diminishing as her impact was setting a new standard. Her supremacy extended beyond her skill. It also included her capacity to win hearts, alter perceptions, and establish a cadence that her detractors found difficult to match.
Idiot Angel Reese is trying so hard to latch on to Caitlin Clark by being the heel and then crying about it. You all did this. You all called her a white bitch constantly.
Caitlin Clark was changing the definition of what it meant to be a versatile athlete in the modern world. With every swing and every time in the spotlight,
Caitlin Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league, despite her record turnovers. Why? Because she's that good. She's legit good. She's colorblind good. She's guilt-free good. She's apolitically.
She wasn't just experimenting with a new sport. She was becoming an expert at it and making an impression that her detractors were forced to face because of the reality Caitlin was bringing to them. They were powerless to stop Clark's star from rising due to the last holes. Fans had gathered around every green, and social media was ablaze with videos of Caitlin's best moments, proving her influence had grown. Irrefutable. Sports journalists, analysts, and even professional golfers were astounded by how well Caitlin had adapted to this new arena. Her performance was motivational for her fans as well as anyone who appreciated true athleticism. It was obvious that she wasn't there merely to demonstrate her abilities, but to show that she could shine wherever she set her mind.
Caitlin Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
The increasing respect for Caitlin reached her success in golf put tremendous pressure on her detractors, and it had an impact beyond just compliments. Caitlin's battle with Angel Ree and O. Wilson had been largely centered on the court, but now they were. Seeing her win hearts and make headlines in a different sport. With each swing of her club, the narrative they had constructed against her weakened as Caitlin redefined what it meant to succeed in all sports.
With or without her, right? So it's not about Caitlin Clark not being in the finals or being in the finals. It's the fact that Caitlin Clark is in the league that is allowing other teams to still have these pretty decent ratings
In the view of her detractors, Caitlin's crossover success not only made her a popular favorite, but also a multifaceted threat. In addition to showcasing her athletic ability, Caitlin was building her legacy in ways that made her opponents defensive as Ree and Wilson attempted to hold on to their basketball positions. After Caitlin switched to golf, her story became nearly unstoppable. To her followers, she was more than simply a contender. She was a symbol of tenacity, flexibility, and a drive that was uncontrollable in a single sport.
I think Caitlin Clark is doing the right thing, rising above all of the crap that she's had to endure. Caitlin Clark was worried about playing the game, and that is why she got Rookie of the Year. She was not worried about the BS.
In the view of her detractors, Caitlin's crossover success not only made her a popular favorite, but also a multifaceted threat. In addition to showcasing her athletic ability, Caitlin was building her legacy in ways that made her opponents defensive as Rhee and Wilson attempted to hold on to their basketball positions. After Caitlin switched to golf, her story became nearly unstoppable. To her followers, she was more than simply a contender. She was a symbol of tenacity, flexibility, and a drive that was uncontrollable in a single sport.